Greenland Media nange Williams nkwaniriza olunaku lwaleero webale kunegattako wona osinzira okugoberera webale nnyo webalire ddala emirimu gyonna gy'otuusako engalo ngikwebaliza nkakasa bulungi nnyo nti bikutambulira bulungi nnyo n'ebibate bitambudde bulungi nnyo tumanyi nti Katonda yasobola okukola ebisinga ffe bye tulowooza wona osinza okugoberera tuli ku Greenland Media era nga tukwebaza okubanga osubscribinga ku mukutu gwaffe guno nosharinga emirimu gy'omukutu guno nolikinga emirimu gy'omukutu guno tuzze kwogera ku stories biri esooka Chibinyo echa Charles Bukenya Muvawala yali akola ku Radio Simba emyaka mingi nnyo emabega oluvannyuma ne yeegatta kwaba bagenda mu United States of America okusobola okutambulizayo obulamu ennaku zino abaddenga bwagenda mu Uganda bwakomawo yalirayo Christmas n'omwaka omujja ne gumusangayo n'akomawo mu US e Massachusetts e Boston gyawangaalira n'addayo mu ggwanga lya Uganda tugenza okuwulira nti buziddwawo betanategeera kubanga ne poliisi paka kati egamba tebimanyiiko ebya Charles Bukenya Muvawala byokubuzibwawo ndabyeko abakulembeze ab'enjawulo mu sayidi eri ey'obufuzi n'obukulembeze nga bapostinga balaga nti ayinza okuba nga yabuziddwawo ab'ebyokwerinda mu ggwanga lya Uganda ab'ebyokwerinda okusinziira ku Felix Layija omwogezi wa UPDF mu ggwanga lya Uganda tebakimanyiiko yatuse n'okugamba nti obaolyawo Muvawala Charles anoonya bubudamu naye of course buyinza okuba si bubudamu okusinziira ku kyemanyi Charles Bukenya Muvawala mutuuze wa United States of America naye katulindirira okulaba butya bwe bigenda okutambula ebintu bino byonna ensonga bizigenda okutambula kuzikwatagana ne Charles Bukenya Muvawala tumwagaliza kuva gyali nga ali mu mbeera nnungi ndabyeko ku Kayibanda omwana w'effumba yalakola ku CBS ennaku zino ng'akola ku Bukedde ng'alagira ddala obutali bwenkanya n'obutali bumativu bw'alina eri ab'ebyokwerinda n'agamba nti bw'ebanga y'enkola eyo tejja kuba ennungi y'okuwamba abantu mu ngeri bwetyo nti guno gwe mulundi ogusookedde ddala okulaba muganda wa Muvawala omukulu Kayibanda omwana w'effumbe ng'avaayo okwogera ku nsonga ezikwatagana n'okuwambibwa kw'abantu naddala ku mulundi guno bwe kituuse ku muganda we avudde, which is a good thing, and we are still praying hard to see and we are optimistic to see Muvawala out of wherever he is, and we pray that he remains safe until when he gets out from wherever he was taken when he was abducted. Agobera Greenland Media, Zari Williams, your story about Charles Bukenya Muvawala. Another big story is the rumors, the story about Shakib and Zari Hassan breaking up. A video comes out, Zari Hassan telling how hurt she is, and people actually stitching it with another video where Shakib is having another girl, and a video by Zari telling her story of heartbreak and stuff. People putting it to the other video of Shakib having another girl, which suggests that Shakib had moved on. Another video comes out and other posts saying that Zari Hassan, the other video was an old video, and Shakib posts telling us that the other one was another video, an old video. So we are at crossroads. Zari and Shakib, ebyabwe biri biki? Are they breaking up? Are they quitting each other? Are they parting ways? Who knows? I don't know. When it comes to social media, I'm always slow to put statements forward because oyinza okuba ng'oliawo nga bya bulimba. Naye nze ndowooza ekituufu kijja kuvaayo eventually. Ekituufu kijja kuvaayo tulabire ddala nti kituufu Zari Hassan and Shakib ate nno laavu yaabwe etambulidde ku gundi ku bwerende kubanga olumu bye tuba twagala bye tuboogerako bye twagala bibeere bye tubalemezaako. So n'olw'ensonga eyo about Zari Hassan and Shakib, her husband, her partner, bikyali at that. Okwawukana n'obutayawukana. Oyinza okuba w'olabidde video eno nga wafunyeyo dda update eraga nti oba olyawo kituufu baayawukanye ebyaddala obanga okakasizza nti tebannayawukana ekyo nakyo kirungi nnyo. Mary Nambwayo banange, we have had a story for a long while where Nambwayo, Mary and Ssuuna Ben are pulling ropes emiguwa or pulling a rope omuguwa of a kalina. In our episode on Greenland Media, I told you that it is all, I prayed at that time that Ssuuna and Nambwayo reached at least an agreement, especially an agreement, a private one, pulling the story out of the media. Following day, I see Seguya, President Worugambo of Bukede TV, Nambwayo on the other side of left, Nambwayo this way, left side, Seguya Worugambo-Ssuuna being on the right, and the other extreme end is, I presume, was Katie, as per the words of the host of that video graphic we saw. And they had agreed to move on after they had settled. Actually, even this side, there was Haji Kamoga. In the video, we saw them happy again. And Seguya Worugambo is like, went like, Ssuuna Ben now has his only names on the title, land title, where the Kalina is. And Mary Nambwayo also is not going empty-handed. Of course, there was, of course, she also got a land title worth 50 million Uganda shillings. And also, Ssuuna had pledged to build a house worth 70 million Uganda shillings. And the overseer, the supervisor of the foreman of all that, the process of building Nambwayo Mary a house was pledged by Katie Promoter. And we were like, and a story came to an end almost. But still, there are some developments, because, especially when Nambwayo remains giving media channels time. The moment you remain willing to talk to journalists, definitely the story cannot come or go away out of the news. Ssuuna Ben is also seen on different channels of also giving his side, especially after the agreement. Zekinsinga okukyagalamu kyonna tibamaliriza bulungi nnyo Ssuuna Ben naddizibwa ekyapa kye, ate ne Nambwayo naye n'afuna ekyapa, bagenda muzimbirako ennyumba. That is good, of course. Kati tiimu Ssuuna Ben muvuddemu nga muli bawanguzi, tiimu Nambwayo Mary muvudde nga muli bawanguzi. Waloneka video akafulumye nga tulaba Ssuuna Ben nga besemberedde bati ne Mary Nambwayo and we were like bannaye kakati ba online in-laws ne ba online kajubi kiba kibalekawa. That is good. It's a good story with the positive vibes, and we thank God for that development. We thank God for, on their behalf, for that achievement. It is indeed a success story. Still on Greenland Media, there is this story where I have conflict of interest, because I'm a Leon Islander. I've always supported those guys to also up to the good life. So we heard and watched a video of Douglas Mayanja lamenting, crying out loud rather. And the guy was like, Juliet is Zawedde, take me back home. I want to go back home. I have my children. My wife will be stolen. The thieves will take away my wife. Snatchers will take my wife. At least you're spending a lot of money, $6,000 US on Bushoke the artist buying clothing for him. For me, even a car, you cannot even afford buying a car for my wife. But I am tired. And I'm like, wow, Douglas, what happened? And I was like, should I do an episode about Douglas? Normally, I wait until the story is on the kawuwo. Bino ebyokugamba mbu mbadde nkisi n'ofumita mu kira, linda kiggweyo n'ofumita mu kira, nze nagambye kankigumire ninda omukira kale gwe mba nfumita. A story ran like wildfire, where Douglas Mayanja, the video, the audios had some vulgarity, the video, but what I picked primarily for me as a journalist was the guy wanted to go back home to Uganda, because it is close to 2 months and some days or weeks, I'm not certain about that, since Douglas Mayanja left Uganda to go give care to Dr. Joseph Chameleon, who was under medical attention in the US. And we talk tea, social media talk tea, Douglas Mayanja, vana ba Mayanja. Following day, we get a video, I will get an audio of Dr. Joseph Chameleon's brother, who is supposed to be taken care of having a conversation with Doug Nice of NTV, and Dr. Jose Chameleon was clear about the whole stuff that had taken place or transpired. It was like, I appreciate Weasel for the time he has been there for me. I appreciate Juliet Zawedde for all the help has given to us, me, the person who is sick, and the caretaker. But again, I'm not taking for granted the fact that Weasel has a family back home, and maybe it is the emotions and the emotions basically that is driving all the statements he's making. And Chameleon was like, I appreciate both of them, Juliet Zawedde and my caretaker Weasel, but went like, we are sorry for that, and maybe we just need to understand Weasel maybe is emotionally down, intellectually down, is kind of depressed, is paranoid, and that paranoia drove him into putting out those statements you had on video, and was like, that is a good artist, and that is a good father, that is Dr. Jose Chameleon, especially when a brother had uttered statements that worried us with the supporters of the good music Good Life has put out for us, the music we have danced to, the music we have enjoyed, the music has put us in good vibes. At some point, Douglas went on his socials and put Jaden Ye Chanze, something like that. Another day, after several hours, we see Douglas Mayanja with Juliet Zawedde, and Douglas apologizing over whatever transpired. Juliet Zawedde is here doing some documentation, opening envelopes of documents, trying to read here and there as she listened to Douglas Mayanja pleading on the knees in the heart, though was seated on the chair, telling her that, Mama, I love you, I apologize for whatever I talked about you, I apologize for whatever happened, and it will never happen again. And Juliet Zawedde was like, I don't know what to say. For us, we were like, has she forgiven him? Is she rejecting the apology? Is she just in the middle of a hard rock and a hard wall and a rock? What is exactly happening? And we saw that video on her TikTok account. All said and done, what we need is the best for all of them and for all of us. Douglas Mayanja is a big artist in Uganda. All we need for them is good life, like Mayanja's music group is. My recommendation for all of that is like, maybe we need handlers, especially when an artist is high. Because when you listen to Douglas Mayanja putting out all those statements, you could tell you could tell from his voice that was not okay. Maybe was under the influence of alcohol or anything that puts someone high. The guy was high. That's why many people have come out to say that maybe was high under the influence of ABC or Chabasa or whatever. But for me, I am like, maybe we'll need handlers, especially in those times where an artist gets out of normal moods. Bino ebirala bina bigenda mu maaso ku story eyo nti oba Douglas Mayanja yaleese abantu mu nyumba ya Juliet Zawedde nga Juliet Zawedde taliiwo, bannange byonna biddayo nti we need handlers, we need business managers, we need administrators of artists to avoid all that chaos, that havoc. Because okyokwewuunya nti the Mayanja family artists banene bamaanyi naye mu mawulire ku Mande babeeramu olw'obulungi, ku Lwokubiri babeeramu olw'obubi, and we no longer personally wanna come out with negativity about certain artists because their fans are always like, why the media always coming up with negativity? Why not positive stuff sometime? And you cannot to sort of chebera. It is irresistible to talk about something, especially which is in public domain. Juliet Zawedde akoze omulimu gwe. Douglas Mayanja naye akoze ogw'obwa caretaker. Jose Dr. Chameleon avuddeyo yabadde testimony nti bana ekibadde ekirungi. Douglas avuddeyo awemudde Juliet Zawedde. Ati n'otuuka ekiseera noga, yes, the fans are like, muleke, let the artists be, and you're supposed to put up some, especially when a new story is out. You as a podcaster, you're supposed to say something about it, and you cannot actually, because of conflict of interest. Sometimes when you get it do out. But again, like I said, we need handlers for artists like Weasel. Weasel has had a series of things to do with domestic violence in the last 3 years at least. Bamuwayiriza, I don't know, bituufu si bituufu, I don't know, but every now and then uno atomedde omuntu uno akubye mukyala we, obutuufu n'obukyamu, I don't know, because normally bwe bamala byogera avayo n'alabika ne mukyala we, maybe bamuwayiriza. Uno ne Julius Zawedde. Good thing about this story we're talking about is that Douglas this time never denied the audios, the videos, was apologetic, was calm enough and a man enough to say sorry, which is a good thing. But also another question is about who goes ahead to always share those voice notes and videos of Douglas Mayanja especially. Who are those people who normally talk to Ugandans, especially when Douglas and Jose Chameleon is in the US? And how do people in Uganda get news and the stories? And this time the videos and audios on WhatsApp get to Uganda. Maybe they are intruders, they are people in their circles that keep up the news flowing from themselves, where they have issues that are supposed to be private, spearing through up to Uganda. Ebyo nabyo bireeta obuzibu nti oba oliawo singa ekyo babadde bakifuuza ennaku zino tulina essimu yafuuse ekizibu. Juliet Zawedde, I don't know. Ate babaddeko Miami. Nzijukira luli Chameleon bwe yafuna ebizibu bye nga agambiddwa nti wabaddewo obutakkanya wakati we ne Juliet Zawedde. Douglas Mayanja yennyini ya recordinga video natugamba bannaye mwe muli ku muganda wange mumwogerera bino is supposed to have to go under an operation, pancreatitis operation, and for me I'm on any time from now, maybe he was checking in, I'm getting on board to Miami to shoot a video with Bushoke with my mom, Juliet Zawedde. Second time we hear voice notes of muchala waffe banange. So a lot has to be done, especially for artists like Douglas Mayanja. Whenever, if he has a handler, I understand kizibu nnyo handler ate omutike kati atagenze kujjanja ate handler anajja atya, but a handler can handle an artist, a brand from a distance. Osobola mukomako ono mga ng'obonyoddeyo buno tokola kino. So we here not to condemn Douglas Mayanja or whoever, but telling just a story that is taking place or happening and giving recommendation or a solution is to have a handler that is responsible for you, especially when you're under influence of whatever you're under. Yes, to avoid issues of this kind to repetitively be in the news. Away from that, I think at Greener Media, we appreciate you for the like, for the view, for the subscription and share, and keep it here always when it comes to creative and performing arts. Also, we have had remarks from the different music artists about the recent approval of the president, NRM Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and the boss of the commander-in-chief of the UPDF, the approval of the copyright management system. Some artists like Sind were like, okay, it is good, but might be a stumbling block from rising artists. But that's what guys like Jaja Yoweri Kaguta Museveni is kind of mobilizing support and votes from the artists. Biebe Cool came out and was like, no, it is a good achievement and it is a fundamental progress for the fraternity. I am Williams, and to Ugandans watching, to listeners and viewers from across Africa and world over, I am saying goodbye. Thank you very much for being with us this side.